Hello and welcome to this edition of Intelligent Video Today. I'm your host, Steve Vonderhaar from Intellivid Research. Join us this time, Dan Root from Root of Collaboration. Welcome, Dan.
Thanks, Steve. Great to be here with you.
We're both former Waynehousers relatively recently, both striking out on our own now, and you're still busy in the visual collaboration space. Tell us a little bit about Root of Collaboration and what you're tracking these days.
Absolutely. So, Root of Collaboration is actually a firm that I had started before joining Wayne House and kind of put that on the side as I teamed up with Wayne House for the last few years. And it just, things kind of fell into place to reinitiate that. And I still focus on the three core areas that I'm known for within Wayne House, which is visual collaboration software, interactive displays, both from the desktop up to the larger sizes within meeting rooms and other spaces in a office. And then lastly, wireless casting and conferencing technologies.
So
So
there,
it's been a fun ride so far, though. I have to say, I've had a lot of folks reach out, a lot of vendors trying to contact me around doing some different projects and really continuing with the research that I've become known for.
so really, there is truth in naming, truth in advertising, Root of Collaboration. You're all about visual collaboration, aren't you?
I am indeed, and I got to say it's a very interesting time in the marketplace. We saw a huge explosion of that over COVID, and a little bit of reconciliation here in the last year and a half. But overall, we're still seeing growth as companies are really putting to work the lessons they've learned around accelerating the workflow and how to really bring together the different pieces of the puzzle to create a deeper sense of collaboration when working with your remote or hybrid teams.
Now we're already into the month of June, and June is a time when a young analyst fancies turn to the world of Infocomm. The trade show is coming up here in just a little bit. Tell us about you're going to be hosting a panel there, aren't you?
I am indeed, actually. I'm going to be hosting a panel on Tuesday, the 13th. So if you haven't signed up for the education track of Infocom, I would encourage you to head over to infocommshow.org and make sure to sign up for that. There's going to be a whole host of different sessions starting early in the week all the way through. And I'm super excited to be hosting a session around HR, IT, and facilities coming together to create the next generation of workspaces across the globe. So really kind of the evolution of decision making in the technologies that you apply to a workspace or a work facility, and also how that impacts your culture and the overall workflow of the teams that are utilizing the spaces.
So, how do you see video and visual collaboration fitting into those workspaces? So, when we think of workspaces and particularly collaboration, our thoughts often move to the remote world, but there's an opportunity for video and visual collaboration to have impacts elsewhere in the workplace, right?
Absolutely. So, the initial foray into visual collaboration was really bring your content to your meeting and you're really bringing it to the collaboration platform of choice, whether that's Teams or Zoom or Ring Central, Google Meet, anything along those lines. And what we've seen over the last few years is a shift away from let me bring something to the meeting to let me actually have the project content and bring a call to that. And so instead of having session-based screen sharing or being able to just send out a PowerPoint deck before getting into the call, it's really more about bringing that living, breathing project with you and having that at the center core of the experience. So we're seeing more and more integrations with visual collaboration platforms with regular UCC vendors. You've seen some of the UCC vendors really focus on improving their digital whiteboarding to be much more compatible or much closer to a visual collaboration player. Folks like Zoom with their whiteboard offering have come a long way in a very short amount of time. And then you also still have some that are great for ad hoc workflows. Hey, I just want to throw ideas up on here and I'd like to be able to go back and iterate on that. But we're really moving forward with, bringing full documents and all the different types of repositories that you need to a workspace where every time you log in, all of those windows are up to date, able for you to jump in and out of, edit, augment with your team in real time. And some of those platforms, such as like Aleo, has been able to walk the fence or the line between project work and a presentation, and be able to take something that is very unstructured and curate it in a very short amount of time, so that you can go from an internal meeting to an external meeting with your clients and be able to get them to jump in and leave their feedback within the moment.
Well, sounds like you're going to have plenty to chew on in the panel, but other things are happening at Infocom as well. Any vendors whispering sweet nothings into your ear ahead of the conference?
I've heard of a couple of really cool announcements, some of which I don't want to steal anybody's thunder on. So you got to definitely check in and follow Steve, of course, for as the updates come through on that week. But one thing that has stood out to me in the last couple of weeks was that Reactive Suite by Vizetto is now available to the masses, and that's a presentation facilitator. What it does is allows you to have a similar sort of setup to what we're doing here within 3 clicks of the mouse, and bring your content to a meeting in a very easy format. And so I'm excited to see how that plays out, because the personal device centric presentations is where we're seeing a lot of hybrid work head, and folks need to be able to stand out in those contexts or in that sort of environment. And a lot of the times it just relegates itself to a screen share where you're not really able to see the presenter. And some of the UCC platforms have come a long way, but there's still a lot to be desired as far as being able to highlight, call out, and really leave a visual impact that sticks in your memory. Because I think we've all sat through enough Teams calls at this point to say they start to all blend together over the course of time.
So I also understand you're going to be a bit of a tour guide at Infocom. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Myself, along with our old colleague Craig Durr, will be hosting the 2 collaboration floor tours. And I believe that they may have sold out, so I would reach out to Avixa to secure a place in those tours. But I'll be hosting on Thursday afternoon at 1:30. We're going to be walking through, looking at all the latest technologies on the floor within the collaboration segment of the floor specifically, and exploring how it is that the hardware vendors and the software vendors are coming together to create an environment and add to the culture within the workplace.
Now, can't let you go from an interview here on Intelligent Video Today without having you provide us some input in terms of how you see the worlds of video technologies and video collaboration beginning to merge. What are you seeing in terms of that? In terms of the development of the marketplace, bringing together these 2 worlds of video and visual collaboration.
We've seen a whole host of different improvements within this marketplace over the last couple of years, as folks realize having something like a digital whiteboard or a digital workspace is great, but it still lacks, because I do need to see the person I'm talking to or the person that is presenting just as much as I need to see the content and be able to interact with it. So companies like Miro out on the market have actually started allowing you to tag videos to your content pieces, so that if somebody joins a workspace or jumps into it while you're not present, so asynchronous type working styles, you're able to get up to speed immediately on either what the last meeting was, what that specific piece of content means in the context of the project. We've also seen advancements coming down the line from companies like Zoom and Microsoft around meeting notes and things that start to refer back to the content that's housed within these other repositories or within a digital workspace. So we're really watching as these areas converge, and I think that we're going to continue to lean in on that, in the sense that live, real content being brought into a repository, so that you can always jump back to, whether it's in Jira, whether it's in SharePoint, wherever it is that the documents or the engineering timelines happen to live, are always truly available to you when you get into that space, is definitely moving forward. But we're really also seeing the need for video, the need to see somebody understand in their words why this matters, whether that's in a synchronous setting or an asynchronous setting. So I'm excited to see how more and more of these platforms leverage recorded video and webcasting into projects, and then also seeing embedded workspaces into some of these video platforms, in the sense that I have a recorded video and I want to be able to have either a snapshot of what that digital workspace looks like that you can go in as a guest and play around with and explore the topics more in depth, or I want to build off of that and be able to say, okay, I understand the interview with Dan and Steve, and now I know why all of these things are here, and now I want to go and add my portion to the project. So I believe there's going to be a continued adoption or migration towards platforms that can really handle both the pre-recorded asynchronous style video as well as the webcasting or larger outward video platform accessories.
It's like chocolate and peanut butter, isn't it? Two great tastes. Each video and video collaboration or visual collaboration are good on their own. You bring those two things together, though, and you got something extra special. And I appreciate you sharing some of your insight with us. And good luck in the week ahead at the Infocomm show.
Thanks for having me, Steve. It's been great to talk to you as always. I'm looking forward to Infocomm coming up. And if anybody's interested in joining me at the session on Tuesday or the show floor tour on either Wednesday or Thursday, please check out the web URL right below us. You can also reach out to me on either Twitter or LinkedIn, or you can submit a question to rootofcollab.com, and I'll be happy to add you to it.
Dan, thanks so much for your time and sharing your insight today on Intelligent Video Today. And thank you to our audience for joining us for this episode. Be sure to click subscribe and join us for future editions of Intelligent Video Today. For Intellivid Research, I'm Steve Vonderhaar. Thanks for your time.